Let's now join News Central East Africa correspondent Abdinor Aden for more on this. Hi, good evening to you, Abdinor. What a major development this is, Abdinor. What do you make of the announcement of presidential elections being scheduled for the 15th of May? Hello, Abdinor, you have to unmute your mic. Yes.
I'll do it directly without the headset. I beg your pardon. And it was indeed an announcement that was positively welcomed by Somalis at home and in the diaspora, supported by the East Africans and the Horn of Africa region, considering the stalemate that has been in the country for nearly 2 years due to the postponement of the elections and delays that have lasted and dragged along for quite a period.
Now, we don't know the date. Tell us more about this elections and why is it significant? What does it entail? And is it an election that is open to all Somalis?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it is an indirect election, and unlike other countries where we have people having the opportunity to vote for their preferred candidates, but in Somalia, it is members of the lower house, that is the House of the People, and the Senate who vote for the president in what is known as indirect elections. And since the year 2000, when the country went back to the path of reconciliation and nation building, this is actually the third elections. We had the first one in the year 2012, where Sheikh Sharif was voted, followed by 2016, which was won by Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, and finally, the first elections, which were won by Sheikh Sharif, followed by the 2016 elections, which were held later, won by Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, the incumbent. And it is an election that many Somalis had waited for, considering the fact that the country always has an election in every 4 years, which are done by the members of both houses, as I mentioned earlier. And this year, indeed, it is going to be a tough contest between the incumbent, two former presidents, and former prime minister, and many other senior figures who've held positions in the country in the past.
Now, Abdinor, you just mentioned some of the forerunners in this polls. You talked about the incumbent and former prime ministers. What's the campaign mode going to be like? And those are the front runners. Are they members of the parliament?
Well, a few days ago, we've had Sheikh Sharif, one of the former presidents, win a seat in the lower house, that is the parliament. And today, he received his certificate as an elected member of parliament, which means he's both an MP and a presidential candidate. We've had the same case for one of the contestants known as Abdirahman Abdi Shakur. He's also received his certificate in recently held elections, which were also not voted for by the public, but representatives of civil society and elders from the community. And in addition to that is that these elections are different as compared to the ones widely seen in different parts of the continent, whereby we have a different type of campaign. It is basically lobbying for MPs, and it's number what matters. And Benga in Somali, what they call is Washamsi, some kind of coordination, cooperation, teamwork between the MPs. And money is no longer an influence. It's all about political lobbying, and a serious lobbying for that case.
It's good to know that elections on the continent don't always have to be about money. Now, Abdinor, this marks the end of uncertainty over the future of the nation. How has this been a huge relief, and what are expectations of ordinary Somalis from these elections?
Well, as you have witnessed during President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo's announcement, following parliamentary decision that extended his term by 2 years, which was widely supported by the lawmakers, we've seen, groups calling themselves, National Salvation Army. We've also had the Council of Presidential Candidates. We've had calls for peace, calls for political negotiations. We've seen the president and the prime minister having public differences over decisions. And the announcement today by the joint committee from both houses is indeed a major boost for the future of the country. And Benga, in the next few days, according to the calendar announced by the Joint Elections Committee for the presidential contest, we are going to have a registration of the candidates between 8th and 10th of this month. And then we're not going to have a presidential debate. Rather, we are going to have a presentation from every presidential candidate.
That's going to be quite a lot. It's going to take some time, but we'll definitely keep tabs with you as you update us on this very important elections taking part in the Horn of Africa. Abdul, always a pleasure having you join us on the news. Thank you.